Hey guys, and welcome back to Sensory Overload. Today we have the most beautiful, amazing, young, single mum, Lucy Cartwright, coming on today. Now, I wanted to kind of have somebody on here who has been through more of the stages of single parenting and young single parenting on the podcast to tell their story that hasn't had a breakout yet. You know, we see so many people that have had, you know, the come up story. You see Kat Clark, who's had a domestic violence relationship and brought up Letitia at such a young age. And now she's doing absolutely amazing, just moved to America. And I want you guys to kind of hear a story that is raw, real, and honest of somebody who's currently going through it and has recently gone through this. Lucy's story is amazing. And I really hope if it resonates with anybody that they take something from this. Please reach out. There's always somebody to listen to and you always have support. Check out Lucy's socials and check out her TikToks. There's so much stuff on there. And I'm sure there's going to be so many more videos that are going to help you and resonate with you. It's a deep episode. It's a fun episode. And it's an episode where it'll just make you not like men even more. I love you guys and enjoy the listen. Lucy, welcome to Sensory Overload.
This is a pregnancy test and this is 2 lines. I think the best thing you do is get an abortion. This poor kid, he's in year 12, he's going to ruin his life. The only girl I'd ever told anything to about Cameron, then started sleeping with him. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh my God. Guys, I don't think you guys know, Annabelle has brought you up quite a few times to me. We just spoke about it just before we turned the air on. But I was like, no, we're too busy. Like I couldn't fit any more guests. And it just worked out so organically.
Yeah.
And it was the first time you went out.
Yeah.
First time
I've been out all year pretty much. And I run into Annabelle.
What the fuck? So tell us a little bit about you, your name, where you're from, your story.
Okay, so I'm
briefly
Lucy. I'm from Brisbane, Australia. I only moved there only 5 years ago though. I'm originally from Sydney.
From Sydney?
Yeah.
Whereabouts in Sydney?
I lived out west, so in the hills area.
Oh.
Yeah, so West Bennett Hills, Castle Hill area. Yeah, and then we moved up to Brisbane when I was in year 10.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I guess a big reason as to why we want to hear your story today is because you fell pregnant very young.
Yes.
And how old were you when you fell pregnant?
18.
18.
I was in year 12.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I think it's this story. I kind of wish I was pregnant. No, I can't be pregnant, but I wish that I was a dad so young. When I was 18, I was looking at literally contract babies to do IVF and have a surrogate.
Oh my goodness.
And I see so many stories come out about young females falling pregnant and how hard it is. And I want to really dive into your story. So you have a little boy.
Yes.
What's his name?
Henry.
And how old is he now?
2. Yeah.
Oh my God. How has that journey been?
It's definitely been hard, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. He's my entire world. And I cannot even put into words how much I love being his mum.
Oh, I want to be a dad so bad, bro. But pretty much you fell pregnant. Is the baby's dad in your life?
No.
No.
Currently.
And you're kind of just doing this on your own.
Yeah.
We're going to get into this today, guys, and we're going to kind of dive into this story. But every week we ask all our guests and myself and Annabelle when she's dragged onto the podcast, what is your overstim of the week? This can be something that's fucked you off, something that's annoyed you and you can't stop thinking about and just overstimulated you. Give us yours.
Okay, well, from the top of my head, driving down to the Gold Coast today, slow drivers. Oh my goodness, I cannot with slow drivers.
You got here so early.
I know, because I was just
still slow.
Speeding down. I was in the fast lane and there's this one ute in front of me and they were going about 100 and 110. I was like, you're in the fast lane, you're meant to do it at least 120. Come on. And I try to go around him and as soon as I'm next to him, he speeds up so I can't go in front of him. So I've had to cross 4 lanes and swerve between cars to get in front of him because he was driving so slow and that really just frustrated me. And when I got in front of him, he then put his high beams on to like be like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you were driving slow. Like, anyways.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it fucking is.
Mm-hmm.
I hate long drives and driving on the highway
Same.
for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, bro. What? What? I'm not the worst driver, guys. I am not the worst. I'm really good. I've never crashed in my life. Ever. Touch fucking wood, mate. Like, that's metal, but I've never crashed, but I am like a frantic driver.
No,
I think.
so am I. I
Yeah.
feel like I'd like to say I'm a safe driver. Like, I would never crash, but I'm a bit of a chaotic driver. I am a bit.
No, I was crashed on a bridge because I went to pull my pants up and I accidentally pulled the steering wheel. Like, I was scared. I actually shot myself. I was like, fuck. Like, this is not good. Fuck.
Going straight off the bridge.
Yeah, literally. That should be my overstim. My actual overstim this week, I just went and visited all my little nieces and nephews down in my hometown. And I've got, wait, fuck. I've got 5 now. Like, and there's so many of them and they've all fucking got influenza. And I am so lucky I got out of there just before everybody got sick and I still haven't gotten sick. But oh my God, like my little nephew, he's like slept the whole time and then everyone's got so sick. So I'm getting fucking video calls of everyone like crying, upset. Next minute, now my little nephew's throwing the ball at his sister and it's hit the TV. And I'm like, there's no fucking way. Like, I'm so glad I'm not down there, honestly.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not even my overstim. That's their overstim, to be honest. But it's overstimulated me because I get so anxious about them being so sick. And I'm like, oh my God. If it's not my fucking nieces and nephews, it's my ex-boyfriend that's fucking me off. So it is so real. But let's go back to pre-baby, pre-mom.
Yeah.
Like, be as real, raw, and honest as you can. What was it like before having a little baby, like in high school? That's crazy.
Well, I never really liked school.
Yeah.
When I moved to Brisbane, I went to a state school, and previously in Sydney, I was at a private school. And so I loved a co-ed school. I loved the public school.
Yeah.
But I was always getting in trouble. I was always suspended from school.
Really?
Yeah, and I got this.
You don't give me the like type of girl that's like.
I know, not now, not anymore. But I used to be a menace.
Like, what'd you do? Like,
A lot of them, honestly, were for like being on my phone or like talking back to a teacher, like really stupid reasons.
I've only ever been in one fight, I think, in my life. Mine wasn't in school, but the kid down the road called me a gay cunt, and I was like, I don't know what got over me. I just like, what'd you just say? And he come over to me, and he was like a big boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, shut up, fatty. And then he went to push me, and I just like, I saw red.
Yeah.
I saw red, and
yeah.
I was so proud of myself, honestly. I mean, I didn't get in trouble, but now that same kid works for my cousin. Like, oh.
I'm just the type of person, like, I think I have real anger issues. I get really angry really quickly. Well, I used to.
Yeah.
Not much anymore, but I used to.
Do you feel like it's changed since you become mother?
100%. I think having a baby, for me, was the best thing that could have ever happened. It, like, completely changed the person I was. And I'd say to anyone, if you knew me before Henry, you don't know me.
Yeah.
Because I am a completely different person.
But that's like the human experience.
Yeah.
Growing and becoming a better version of yourself. So you got pregnant at 18, still in high school.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Obviously.
How did it happen?
It happened through sex.
Obviously.
But like, what was the lead up? How did that kind of turn out?
Well, so with the guy, I had no idea who he was. I was friends with another boy who, like, I was really good friends with, and he'd always just, like, come over to my house. He would hang out or go on drives, whatever. And one night I was getting ready for work. I was working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And he comes over with this other dude. I'm like, oh, hi. I've literally got one shoe on, mind you. I'm running around trying to find my shoe because I'm about to go to work and I couldn't find my other shoe. And like they're just at my front door. I'm like, oh, hi guys. And they come in, they speak to my friends and they end up driving me to work. And then that night, they both picked me up as well. And so this is how I met this boy.
We're gonna use Cameron as a
Okay,
fake name for
Cameron. So Cameron asked for my Snapchat through my friend.
Shit, I miss those days.
I know.
Like just going up to someone asking for their Snapchat.
I know.
Fuck, we should still that easy.
And then we started snapping from there, and then we became pretty close, I'd say. We were hanging out really often, like every second day, every day. And then obviously we slept together.
Yeah.
Once or twice. And the second time is when I fell.
Shit, the second time?
Yeah.
Shit, so obviously, like, were you using protection?
No.
Nothing?
No, obviously not.
Well, no, sometimes it happens though.
No,
like
we weren't using protection.
Like girls will be on the pill and
yeah,
like still.
No,
fall
I wasn't on the
pregnant.
pill, but he actually went around apparently, supposedly, saying to everyone that I told him I was on the pill when he knew I wasn't, because I've never been on the pill and I always like hated the pill because I'd seen like all the side effects of it. I was like, I'm never going on the pill, and he knew. And he went around saying that I told him I was on the pill, and I'm like, no, I didn't.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you fall pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
I can only just imagine the emotions and the overwhelming feeling of what the fuck do you do after that happening. How did that conversation with him go about?
Not the best. So when I fell pregnant, like there wasn't like, I don't know what happened between us, but we weren't on the best talking stages before I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I literally just said to him, like, I need to talk to you. And he was like, and I think he knew, and he was like, what about? I was like, you need to come see me. I need to talk to you. This is literally the day I found out I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm grounded. I can't. I'm like, well, I can't tell you this over the phone. Like, I need to see you. And I think he knew. I get in the car. He looks at me and he said, you're pregnant, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. And I brought out the pregnancy test. And it was kind of all a blur for me because I just found out. I literally went to this doctor's appointment in my school uniform, straight from school.
Oh, shit.
And I thought I actually had COVID. It was the funniest story. So I found out on a Tuesday. My formal was on the Friday as well. And so I had these issues with my stomach. Didn't think I was pregnant though.
Yeah.
And oh my God, my voice. She like the doctor makes me pee in like a little cup. And I do that. And she comes back and, you know, because it's when that kind of COVID was still going on, the COVID test had just like that little square with 2 lines. She comes back and puts that on the table. So I thought it was a COVID test. And I was like, I can't have COVID. I've got formal on Friday. And she was like, no, this is a pregnancy test and this is 2 lines. And then from there, everything went in one ear, out the other. I started bawling.
Oh, shit.
Bawling. And then that's when I was like, I have to get up and leave. And so she's like, yeah, like go. And I walked out. And so that's when I told Cameron and was like, you need to come see me.
Fuck. And what was his reaction?
He definitely, I think, was shocked. And he's younger than me, so he was only 17 at the time.
Yeah.
And he pretty much was just like, the best thing you do is get an abortion. Yeah. And I said, I've only just found out, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is such a shock to me. And like, I have to sit and think on this. Like, I can't just say I'm getting an abortion. He was just kept going with I think it's best you get an abortion. Like, we're young, blah, blah, blah. And then from there, it kind of just all went to shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So what was your head like, Space? Like, did you want to keep the baby? Or were you leaning towards having an abortion?
I think in the back of my mind, I always knew I was going to keep it, but because I had him saying, like, I'm not ready for it, I'm not going to support you, I'm not going to be able to support you, like, I don't want a baby, and, like, I'd be doing it by myself, like, that was really, like, it's, like, made me, like, I don't know, and also with myself being in year 12, at this time I was also in a really big party area, I was going out, I just turned 18, I was going out every weekend, I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I was a mess, I was genuinely a mess. I stopped going to school, I was just crying 24/7. I was a mess. But in me, I just didn't have it in me to
Yeah.
get an abortion.
Yeah.
It just,
But it's like very emotionally
yeah.
like taxing. It's such a massive thing. I've taken like so many of my friends to. I mean, I probably shouldn't be the person taking them to the like appointments,
Yeah.
but dealing with it firsthand and like what it is even to go through in the aftermath of going through an abortion. It's massive, and it's not something
Yeah.
that obviously you want to do just off a whim and
Yeah.
not decide. So the fact that you are strong enough to even be able to go through with a pregnancy, and well, I don't even think it's that the strength, it's the resilience to not listen to other people telling you what
Yeah.
you should do and what you need to do with your life and doing what you
Yeah.
think is correct. Like, I applaud you for that.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
amazing. So you decided that you wanted to keep the baby,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah,
Henry's
obviously.
2 years old.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How has that journey been through the pregnancy with obviously having someone that's not supportive of your pregnancy?
Well, I was blocked my entire pregnancy from him. There were times that I wanted to talk to him and tried to talk to him, and he just blocked me. And so it was really hard, I think, because at the time we only knew each other for 3 months. It wasn't too long. But in those 3 months, like, I got to know him pretty well. And I think having someone's child in you, like, it really, like, made me like him and have
Yeah.
feelings for him, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I just had, like, this connection
Like, it's
to
half of
him.
him is like growing inside of
Yeah,
you. That's
yeah.
the
And it was really hard because he wasn't there, but I just knew that this is gonna be good for me. And like when Henry was growing inside of me, like, I just had so much love for him already, and I was becoming really happy knowing that I had a little person inside of me and that I was gonna become
yeah.
a mum. Like, that really helped.
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Of course. So you didn't talk to him at all?
No, I was blocked.
Oh
He
shit.
blocked me and everything, and even got a new number because I didn't stop calling him. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was there the conversation of, and I think this is important for people to kind of experience and understand, like, from your situation, was there a conversation of, okay, like, the respect both ways of each other's decisions and how you go about that?
There was one conversation. I sent him a message when I decided I was going to keep the baby, saying, like, I'm keeping it and I understand you don't want anything to do with it. I'm going to do this all by
Yeah.
myself. Like, I'm doing this by myself. I don't expect anything from you. You've told me what you want and where you stand in this, and I'm going to respect that. And I'm not going to ask for, like, money down the track. I know that I'm going into this
Yeah.
on my own. Don't think he's very happy about that. But at the end of the day, it was my choice, and I knew going into it, and by having this baby, I was going to be
Yeah.
doing it by myself. Like, I always had hope that when the baby was born, he would
Yeah.
come around, but, like, not too much hope.
Yeah.
But like I said, I didn't have it in me to
Yeah.
abort a
Of-
child, like my
yeah.
child. Like, I didn't have it in me. And he says now, like, it was your choice to have the baby. You knew I didn't want anything to do with it. But I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I had this baby in me. Like, I just didn't have it in me. It's not like I really, like, I did have a choice, but the choice, like, was hard. I just didn't have it in me to really abort the baby. And it takes two to make a baby.
Exactly. I could
And
never
I
imagine.
stepped up and you didn't.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And I guess obviously going through that alone is like hard enough, let alone
Yeah.
dealing with somebody that's I'm not too sure. We haven't gotten that far into the conversation yet of how in and out he might be. But dealing with that alone is fucking massive.
yeah.
Like, even if, I mean, oh my God, like, I cannot imagine ever having to do that on my own and like being able to do that. And that's such a fucking strength.
Yeah.
So you did the whole pregnancy blocked.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
And he was also with another girl. My entire pregnancy.
He was sleeping with another girl.
Yeah, he was, like, with another girl. They weren't dating, but, like, he was with another girl.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Was this?
I didn't find out until I got in contact with him again, like years later.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So he didn't have the decency to message you and
No,
check up on you during your pregnancy.
not once.
Oh,
Didn't even message me when Henry was born.
oh,
Yeah.
I hate them. I hate men. I don't like them. I don't like them. Oh my God. How was it with your family, support wise?
Well, going back to when I found out I was
Yeah.
pregnant, I got mum to come pick me up from the doctor's appointment. I obviously was bawling my eyes out, and she knew I was going to this doctor's appointment because I was really bloated, and I didn't know why I was bloated. So there was obviously something wrong with my stomach. She picks me up and was like, what's wrong? Is there something wrong with your bowels? Like, what is it? Like, do I need to fix anything? And I just didn't talk. I didn't talk. We got home, and I just went straight up to my room and slammed the door and was crying. And I just stayed in there. I didn't come out. I didn't talk to anyone. I had mum and dad both come and knock on the door, ask if I was okay, and I just said, go away. And then the next day, I believe, mum comes in. She knocks on the door and said, can I come in? And I said, sure. And she said, I think I know what's going on. I just want you to know you have my full support with this. And she made a joke because when I was a baby, her and my nana used to go to David Jones shopping on every Friday, I think it was. And she's like,
Yeah.
we can go to David Jones shopping with the pram.
Oh.
And I just made a little joke about it. And like, it's like, take the baby on walks in the park. And that really made me
Yeah.
feel a lot better. But my dad was not happy.
Oh.
He didn't talk to me for about 3 months and was fully on Cameron's side.
Yeah.
And was like, this poor kid, he's in year 12, like, she's going to ruin his life. Didn't say any of this to me, but I would always hear mum and dad, like, fighting about it. And, like, dad would say stuff like, she's going to leave the baby with us. She's not ready for a baby. She's not living here anymore. She has this baby, like, just... And like, mum and dad were fighting over, and he put my mum through a pretty hard time throughout it because he was just really against it.
Yeah.
And then there was one night, I think it was about 3 months into my pregnancy, or about 2.5, where we went down to dinner, just us three, so mum, dad, and me. And I told him, like, I was going to be keeping the baby and that I'm going to fully support it. I'm going to be there for it. I'm not going to leave the baby with you guys. Like, I know that going into this, that I have to stop all my bad habits of going out, like they're not coming home, all that stuff, and look after the baby. And still then, our relationship wasn't the best. But as the pregnancy went along, he came around to it. And now, honestly, he is Henry's favourite person. Like, my dad absolutely adores Henry.
Yeah.
Like, literally the other day, he calls me and was like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm about to go to the gym. He's like, oh, like, I was going to come and take Henry for a walk. I was like, well, I can come drop him over to you. He's like, yeah, come drop him over to me. I want to take him for a walk. And I was like, okay. Mate, he loves Henry now. I think it was just a bit of a shock for him. And because at the stage I was in my life, when I fell pregnant, it wasn't the best. I wasn't the best of person. I was like,
I think anybody going through that, or going, any parents that are getting told that, I feel like a lot of the time people take their own feelings and put them at the forefront and not yours or the person that is actually deciding it. So I can't imagine how that would feel.
Yeah.
Feeling like your dad's feeling that kind of way.
Yeah.
And not, there's that potential of not supporting. So it's obviously been like a massive kind of combustion of feelings and emotions, and who's there to support you.
Yeah.
How was the pregnancy first? How was that, going through that alone, and how was the birth?
It was definitely hard. But I wasn't, like, I didn't feel alone through it. I had the most amazing, supportive group of friends that were by my side the entire time. I hear of stories where, like, people fall pregnant young and they stop getting invited out to things because they're pregnant, or they have other things going on. My friends were never, ever like that. Was always getting invited out. And a lot of my friends at this time were turning 18 as well. Was still always getting invited to 18s, like hanging out with them normally, like just like I wasn't pregnant. My mum was so supportive of me. We would go baby shopping and do all these kind of things. Like it was just, I feel like I had such great support around, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, it's still, I'd come home at night and just cry and cry and cry
Yeah.
because there was a part of me that felt really guilty for bringing a baby into the world knowing he wasn't going to have a father.
Yeah.
And that really got to me. And I was like, am I doing the wrong thing? Is this wrong that I'm bringing a poor innocent baby into the world
Yeah, for sure.
without a
Yeah.
father, and me knowing that? Like I just felt really guilty in that kind of way.
Yeah, and I guess that's just obviously your natural response to
Yeah.
something that is scary.
Mm.
The whole process of that, did you feel like you're kind of giving up on the ambitions and dreams you already had prior to falling pregnant? Was that a big thing that you were overcoming into?
Not really, because before I fell pregnant, like I said, I wasn't, like I was going out, I was drinking, I was
Yeah.
really naughty in school. Like I didn't really have much.
Yeah. Did you have
going.
was there a career that you felt like, fuck, this is gonna set me back?
Not
No.
really.
That's
Like
good.
honestly, not really, because I didn't know at this point in my life what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wasn't studying ATAR in high school, so I wasn't going to go to uni. I was kind of just winging life, to be honest. Just winging
But
life.
I think that's a testament because like a lot of people when they do get pregnant, a lot of girls like it to them sometimes it feels like fuck, like I'm losing everything. Like
Yeah.
everything that I once do in my life is going to be so different, and I'm not able to do those things. I'm not going to have that freedom.
Yeah.
But in the reality, that's not how it is.
No, not at all.
And that you can still have these dreams and ambitions and do them and be a parent.
I think I would not be where I am today or the person I am today if I didn't fall pregnant
Yeah.
young. I think my life has become so much better since it, and everything in my life has just gotten better since having a baby.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
The relationship now with Cameron, how has it been?
Horrid.
Take us through it.
So
I
bad.
want to know the juice. I want to know the
So bad. He hates my guts. Hates them.
Is there a reason why?
Okay, we'll take it all the way back to 2022, I believe.
So I want to hear it from your perspective.
Yeah.
And then I want to try and get you to try and tell me how you think he's feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to hear both.
Okay. So taking it back to, I think, 2022 October, obviously we were blocked on each other. Like we had each other blocked, or he blocked me. And actually, no, August. August is when I first spoke to him. So I went out for like one of the first times I went to the races. Like I went on a race day with my friends, and he was there. And we ended up speaking there for about an hour or so. And then that's when like we unblocked each other. And like it was like in the past, because I was so happy with my life, and like Henry, like I didn't really care about him. Like it was just whatever, we just spoke to like kind of clear the air. And then we started talking on Snapchat from there, just snapping, like nothing serious like that. And then October, I went out one night. It was Halloween, and I ended up going home with him.
Oh shit. I mean, it's only natural, right?
Yeah. And mind you, I hadn't been with or slept with any boy since falling pregnant.
Yeah.
So like it's been like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I stupidly go home with him. Probably one of my biggest regrets.
Don't tell me you felt pregnant again.
No. No. Gosh, no.
I was gonna say, wow, the plot thickens.
Yeah. And then from there, I just thought it was like a one night thing, like done. And we're just still snapping normally. And then like a week later, he just says like, would you do it again? I'm like, do what? And I knew what he was coming at. And he was like trying to come over that night. And I was like, I have a child. It's 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Not happening. Then the next night I ended up going over to his, and then we started sleeping with each other again.
Yeah. Was there
My-
that feeling to you that you felt like maybe there was a reconciliation of emotions and feelings that there potentially could be like, I guess, because obviously, I guess anybody who starts off with that broken foundation
Yeah.
is going to want to reunite that.
Yeah, well, I think the first night I went home with him, it didn't feel real. I was
Yeah.
like, what is this? Like, I'm sleeping with my son's father. Like, what?
Which is crazy to
It's like,
think
it was
about. 'cause
so
that
crazy.
should feel so normal.
But I was also so drunk. Like,
Yeah.
I was so drunk. I think I was in his bathroom because I was breastfeeding. My boobs were rock hard. I was in his bathroom in the sink squeezing. I was in the...
I can just imagine just propped over.
I was over the sink literally squeezing the milk and then just the milk just going... That is how drunk I was. Okay, it was... Anyways. And then, like, yeah, from there, we kind of started sleeping with each other very, very regularly and just, like, meeting up at night, just sitting in the car and talking for hours and hours and hours. And, like, it was all good. And I started to catch real bad feelings for him. I
Yeah.
think it wasn't really him. It was, I feel like it was, like, more of a trauma bond.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like, because I have his child and I don't know. I just really started to catch feelings for him and we're hanging out really regularly and we have like the same friends. We started to get the same friends at this point as well because I became friends with these 3 girls who were friends with him and like the boy group that he's in. And then with these girls, like they started inviting me out to places and like he'd be there. So like I'd be with him quite a lot. And so that was going on. Well, this was going on until about March.
Yeah.
Where things started to go downhill and he cut contact with me again. So in this point, like all these months, mind you, he hasn't met Henry.
So yeah, he hasn't met his child at all.
No, it's just me and him, which is so stupid of me. I don't know why I ever did that.
Yeah.
He didn't meet Henry. And yeah, he cut things off with me because mind you, no one knew about this. No one knew we were sleeping together. I told one person, I'll get to this story in a second. I told one person who I thought was my best friend at the time.
Yeah.
And I think he told his best friend, and that was really all who knew that we were sleeping together because he's like, you can't tell anyone. Like, don't tell anyone. So I was like, and
were you still going to school though, pregnant?
No. Oh, I was doing school, but at home.
Okay.
Because I was working at Macca's at the time, and I knew I had no money. I needed to save money, so I worked 9 till 4 every day.
We're gonna get. I want to get like specifically into that side of things.
Mm-hmm.
What was it actually like going through a pregnancy on your own?
Mm-hmm.
You have no money,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still living at home, correct?
Yeah.
How did you support yourself?
I just worked and worked and worked every day,
Oh my
Monday
God.
to Friday, at Macca's because I wanted to get a new job, but no one was going to hire me pregnant knowing they had to pay maternity leave.
Yeah.
So I had to stay at Macca's. So I worked there until about 8.5 months pregnant. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
It was a nightmare.
Did you get maternity leave from Macca's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank God. I didn't go back after.
Yeah.
So once I stopped at working there at 8.5 months pregnant and got my maternity leave, I quit.
Yeah. Honestly, same.
Yeah.
So you just quit.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So I
would
didn't
too.
work. I didn't work up until last year. So
Yeah.
I just had all this time just with Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how is kind of your career positioning now post leaving Macca's, supporting your kid? Are you looking at doing something more in a career? Have you found out what you want to do?
Not really.
You're still just testing the waters and seeing what
Yeah. I currently am working just in retail
Yeah.
at Country Road, which I'm really loving. That's like supporting us enough for now. I've also started to go a bit on social media.
Yeah.
And I'm actually just being taken under by management as well.
Congratulations.
So thanks. So I'm getting a bit of income
Yeah.
from there as well. And I also own a dress hire business.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We have a hustler. We have a fucking, and I'd love to see it.
Yeah. So I own a hire business as well, which I get at least one hire a week
Yeah.
from there. I don't I'm not too active on it. It's just a kind of like a side thing just to get a bit of extra money
Yeah,
for all
for
the clothes
sure.
that I already own. So
So
Yeah.
how's that whole social media journey? I also I want to ask how was that social media journey growing and kind of getting income now from that
yeah,
and him seeing it.
he's
How-
blocked. I've blocked him now.
Oh, he's blocked.
I've blocked him now.
Okay. Has
Yeah.
he seen anything?
I'd assume people would be sending stuff to him.
Yeah.
But I have him blocked.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what he's seen.
There's been no conversations at all.
No. So he has not spoken to me since January.
Oh, shit.
I've tried to message him multiple times, just saying Henry, can you see Henry?
Yeah.
Oh, this is really move forward from where we were going last.
That's all right.
And I've just been ignored. So I just
Yeah,
blocked
right.
him.
So and he still hasn't met Henry to this day.
No, he has.
Oh, he has.
Yes.
When did he first meet
Okay.
him?
So we'll go back.
Yeah, let's go back.
Yeah, let's go back.
Let's go back.
All right. So, like I said, he ended things with me in March,
Yeah.
and there was a reason behind that, which I found out. So he ended things with me on a Wednesday. I know this so vividly. And then do you know that?
You have a really good fucking memory. I'd be scared.
He ended things with me on a Wednesday because apparently I told someone that we were sleeping together, and then that boy told everyone else, and I was like, I didn't tell him. I don't know where you're getting this from. And what I found out was he was just assuming. He was just taking the piss out of Cameron, saying and he's like, you've told him. I'm like, no, I haven't. So he ended things with me on the Wednesday because of that. And I told Cameron that I only told this one person.
Yeah.
And then this one person and Cameron start talking about that situation, apparently. Anyways, I had this one person, what can we call her? We'll call her Kate. Kate's birthday on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And
I do not have a good feeling about this.
no. Kate's birthday on the Saturday, and went to that. All was well. Obviously was upset a little bit because Cameron had just ended things with me, and I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But then on the Sunday, so mind you, I don't find out this till weeks later. But Kate then starts seeing Cameron. So the only girl...
And Kate's your best friend.
Yeah, the only girl I'd ever told anything to about Cameron, the situation, what was going on between us and all my feelings towards him, then started sleeping with him for 2 weeks while pretending to be my friend. And mind you, this week that she started sleeping with him, Henry was in hospital because he was really sick, and I was in hospital for 4 nights with Henry in hospital, and she's there and, what's wrong? Is he okay? While she's sleeping with his father.
Kate.
And she
What
doesn't...
the fuck?
I know.
What the fuck, Kate?
I'm obviously don't find out this till
The
weeks
way
later.
I would burn that bitch's house to the ground.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. And so I find out, so this goes on for 2 weeks. And they're not just saying that they're seeing with each other and all this. And then I get told by Cameron's friend, best friend at the time. Well, I don't know how close they are anymore. I think they're pretty close still, but not as close as they were back then. And they tell me, and we're like, you need to know this. And they just tell me everything. And my jaw dropped to the floor. And
Wait,
then
they told you together, or she told you?
No. So Cameron's best friend
Yeah.
and his girlfriend told me. So I'm best friends now with that girl
Yeah.
that told me.
Yeah.
And yeah, they told me everything. And then do you know what I did? I pretended to still be friends with Kate to see if she would tell me. That was so hard. So for about week and a half, I still pretended to be her friend. It was hard. And one night she was going to get her lashes done, and she asked if I wanted to come, and I was like, yeah, sure. So I went, and I was saying all these questions I just want Cameron back. I know he's not sleeping with anyone else because, and like just like saying things to see what she would say and see if I could like, and
I
I'd
would
be
have filmed
like,
it for TikTok. I would have filmed it.
and
You
like
did?
just like saying all this stuff and like questioning stuff to see if I could get an
Did you
answer.
film it?
Pardon?
Did you film it?
No.
Oh, fuck that.
No.
Damn it.
She didn't say anything. She was literally
Shit.
silent. There was her lash tech, who was also one of our other friends, was the lash tech that was like being like answering stuff. She was dead silent while I'm saying all this stuff. I'm like, like I was getting so angry. And then anyways, that night I was just like, you know what? I'm losing it. So I posted a TikTok and it was the like, she called herself a girl's girl. That's a lie, the one.
Yeah.
And then like,
It's on the Tate McRae one?
Yeah. And that ended up getting a lot of views, like almost 1 million views. Like it went viral like straight away because I put as the caption, when you find out your best friend's sleeping with your baby daddy, or like something like that. It was like some random caption like that. Didn't say names, anything like that. And then people started commenting, like my other friends started commenting her at.
No.
Yeah. But anyways.
My jaw's on the floor, mate.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then I call him first and tell him like, and I've made it seem like she's like Kate's told me. And then I call her saying like Cameron's told me. So like because they can't know how I found out.
Yeah.
Otherwise it's one person, because only one other person knew in the whole world besides them two that they were sleeping together. And I didn't want to out them. I had so much respect for the people that told me. And I didn't want them to get involved. So I like blamed it on one another. And she lied straight away. She lied, but but Cameron told me everything. He told me everything. We were on the phone for ages and he told me absolutely everything. And she just kept denying. I'm like, he's not lying. Like, I've got so many details, like the details of your bedroom, the details of your bathroom, stuff that you would do to me on FaceTime that you did to him that he wouldn't know if it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And like, he had so much detail. And I'm like, he's not lying about this.
Oh my God.
And so that's that. So I obviously blocked him. And I was like, fuck you.
Was that video the kind of the start of you posting on social media?
No.
She was like,
I started posting on social media when I was pregnant, but that's like weird, like just weird stuff. Like wasn't trying. Like I did this one video of me dancing when I had a really big belly, and that got like a lot of views. And I like posted a few other videos and was just like lip syncing videos. Like wasn't taking it seriously. I started posting like some vlogs when Henry was first born, just because I had nothing else to do. Like I was just posting.
yeah.
It was just me and him. Like that was all my life, pretty much.
For sure.
I think I gained about 30,000 followers just from that. And then it wasn't until the beginning of this year where I really started trying to be consistent with my posting.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked right now. I can't imagine the betrayal that you feel.
I have major trust issues because of that now. I don't trust, like this is really like mean to say, but I don't trust a single one of my friends now with him.
Understandably, like,
because they're all friends with him, and I don't like. I can't after what happened, because I thought she was my best friend.
Yeah,
and so I always am just like. So I've kind of now pulled myself since he walked out this last time. Pulled myself away from everyone. I don't talk to anyone anymore. I have so much trust issues that I just don't want to be close to anyone. I don't want to tell anyone about anything. I don't want to tell anyone what's going on in my life, because that just in the past has ruined everything.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry that you have to feel like that. That's like, no one ever wants to feel like that.
Yeah.
And I guess like it's hard not to let someone's shitty decision affect now your trajectory and how you trust people.
Yeah.
And the fact that someone has the fucking balls to do that to their best friend is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Did he know that you guys were best friends?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I hate men.
Yeah. But in a way,
in a corner right now.
In a way, like it wasn't like as much as like it was his not fault, but like my loyalties were with her, not him. We were never anything. We were obviously sleeping together, but we weren't anything, and he had ended things, but she was my best friend.
Of course, yeah. That would hurt 10,000 times more than a stupid little boy that can't show up.
But the most fucked up thing by me is I met up with this boy to talk about everything that had happened and for him to like tell me like even more stuff. And once we finished talking that night, he was like, "Do you want me to take you home now?" I was like, "Do you want to take me home?" And like he was like, "Do you want me to?" I was like, "Well, do you want to take me home?" Because I was like to him, "After this, I'm never talking to you again. Like I hate you." And then
You need to break up sex.
No. So this like it. Okay. Anyways,
This is so mean. This is so mean. So mean.
we ended up going to Macca's, getting food, and then driving back
To your work.
No, we went to Albion Macca's, different one. And got food and then went back to the park we were parked at. And we're just sitting there.
This is giving me PTSD.
And we're just talking and I kept looking at his lips. I did that on the weekend. It's so rogue by me.
It's a rite of passage. It's a rite of passage.
And we're just talking and I'm looking at his lips, but not in like a way like that. Like him and Henry have the same lips. And I'd only just realised because Henry was growing older, like noticing, and because I hadn't seen him in a bit or like been this close personal to him in a while, I was like, it was like wigging me out. And I was like it was really wigging me out. And so like when we're talking, I kept like looking at his lips and he's like, "Why are you looking at my lips?" I'm like, "No, like sorry, they just look like Henry's." And like he just kept like making all these jokes and stuff. I was knowing where he wanted to go with this. And I was like, "I'm not sleeping with you. Like, lose that dream. Like, shut up."
Yeah.
And anyways, one thing led to another. And I ended up sleeping with him. Again. That was horrid by me. What happened was like he's like, "Give me a hug." So I gave him a hug and like I went to let go and he didn't let go. And then so like I pull back and like he looks at me and I look at him and like we're like this far apart from each other. I'm like, and then like we're talking again and he's like, "Can you give me another another hug?" So I gave him a hug and then he's like, "Kiss me." And then one thing led to another and that happened. And then from there, we weren't really on talking terms because I said, like, "I'm never talking to you again. Like, fuck you." But then I got drunk one night and caught him. And then from there,
I guess that's the hard part.
Yeah.
Like, it would be so hard to have a literal half of that person and not feel like that there is still something there or that it can't work out or that you just want to fuck them. Like,
yeah.
It'd be so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And so now there's no contact.
No, so we started sleeping with him again from then on, but then we would be on phone calls at night and we started talking about Henry and him possibly meeting Henry.
Yeah. And he wanted to meet Henry?
And he's like, yeah, it was going that way. And we had this one phone call and it went for a long, long time. He's like, "If you had any ideal situation, what would it be with me and Henry?" I said, "Well, obviously I'd want you to be in his life more than anything." And I was getting really excited because I was like, "Why are you asking me this? What do you do you want to see him? Do you want to meet him?"
Yeah.
And he was like, "Well, I don't know. But my ideal situation might be similar to yours." And I was like, "Oh my gosh," I was getting so excited. He's like, "Don't get your hopes up. I don't know." And I was like, "Okay, no, that's fine."
Don't get your hopes up. What?
No, but I was so excited. I was over the moon by this. I was like,
okay.
I'll speed up.
No, it's okay.
And then, but anyways, one thing led to another, and he met Henry and was in his life for a bit, for probably about 5 months. Yeah. And in this time, me and him were getting really, really close again. He was obviously seeing Henry. His relationship with Henry was amazing. He was great with Henry when he was with him.
Yeah.
I could tell he really, really loved Henry and Henry loved him. And obviously we were still sleeping with each other. Now that he's seen Henry 3 times a week. And if we weren't with each other, with Henry during the day, we would meet up at night and just sit in the car for hours and talk or be on a FaceTime call all night. We were getting really close, and I obviously had such strong feelings for him. Like I think loved this man. And
Love is it's a fucking
and
hard.
this is so
The
embarrassing.
worst.
He didn't even like me. He wanted nothing to do with me. He was just sleeping with me and like calling me. And I was like, and I would say to him all the time, like, you can't speak to someone as much as you do. And if you don't feel anything, it's like, I don't feel anything. I'd like,
Leland, you have a baby with him.
yeah.
A
And
literal child.
I like just kept doing it because the sex was great. It was really good. It was really good. But like he felt nothing towards me apparently and didn't want to be with me, and I obviously really liked him. And so then because of that, things between us were turning to shit. So I would get jealous. I would blow up his phone. I would message him and he'd be like, you need to stop, we're not together. I'm like, well, we're together all the time. We go away together.
Yeah.
We go up the coast together like a lot. And you saying you don't want anything, you're with me every day.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? And like, I don't believe he was sleeping with anyone else or talking to anyone else. I definitely wasn't. But that was really hard. And then from there, like everything kind of fell to shits because I had these feelings and he didn't.
Well, you have a whole baby with him.
Yeah.
Like, you have a child, and I think it's such a big step to go from not being in someone's life to them being in your child's life. And seeing Cameron with Henry, like I think made it a lot harder because I was like this is everything I've dreamed of since the day I fell pregnant. Like, and it was really hard for me. And I just didn't know like what I was feeling and how I could feel this way towards someone. But I was also like, he'd make me so upset. I would cry every day because of him. Oh, for
and like it was just really hard. But because we fell out, he's now stopped seeing Henry. And I begged and begged and begged him. I didn't stop messaging him. I'd send him messages like every day, like a long message every day saying like, please just see Henry. Like Henry's calling out for you. He like every time I got a call or FaceTime someone, he goes, da-da, 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 thinking I'm calling you or FaceTiming you. Or if he hears a door knock, he thinks it's you coming in and I'm listening to my child call out for his dad and you won't see him.
Heartbreaking.
And like that really hurt me. And I was like, just because we're not.
I think a father choosing not to be in the child's life is one thing. And that's one hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
Having a father choose not to be in his life, then come into a child's life, establish that relationship, and then walk out again is, I can't even.
I could never understand it. I literally could never understand it. Like you say, you claim to love him so much, but you walked out on him. And I know things were bad between us, but we could have made it work. I gave him so many options where like my dad was saying to me, like, if he wants to see Henry, like he can contact me to see Henry. And I said that to Cameron and he said, I'm not doing that. And I was like, why?
I know.
He's like, I'm not going to do that. And I'm just like in a way I understand.
How old is he?
He's now 20.
Yeah.
I'm 21. Like I understand where he's coming from and I do feel bad for him. And that's one of the main reasons I blocked him because I obviously post Henry a lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't want him to have to see that not being in his life because I think it is hard for him.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's hard for him.
And if you blocked them, I guess they would still see it regardless from getting sent to them.
Yeah, I 100% think he's getting sent a lot of my stuff.
But at the end of the day, you have something you're able to make money from.
Yeah.
It can turn into something so amazing and you're able to share your story, which is amazing in itself. How has that journey been now since you've got management? Are you more open to sharing your story? Obviously, you're on the Sensory Overload podcast, sharing it now. Are you more open to sharing it now, like, and inspiring younger women into following their dreams?
Yeah.
There's so many people, and like I always go back to Kat Clark.
Yeah.
Like she's one of the most like determined, hardworking people I know.
Yeah.
And her story is amazing, and she shares so much of it online. But it's more the impact she has now on the younger generation and people that are going through that share it.
I've definitely wanted to always open up about this online, but Cameron has always been like, I'll get like it's a defamation against character.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not talking shit about you. I'm
you're
telling
like
you.
trying to sue anybody in Australia here, buddy. I've been served so many letters that
I'm telling my
trust me, you're
story.
fine.
I'm not online trying to bag you out on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what happened, and some of the things you did were bad,
Yeah.
and that's going to make you look bad because what you did was bad.
Yeah. It's not defamation if it's not true,
And
but it's
I've
also
posted.
trying to actually win a defamation case is like almost impossible in Australia.
And he's like, I wouldn't do that, but like I could if I wanted to, and I'm like, do it then.
Do it then. Do it then.
I literally said to him, do it.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
Gives you more content to talk about.
Yeah.
To be honest. And makes him look even worse.
But in a way, I feel bad for him. Like, he was young. I was young. We both didn't know what was going on. Yes, we've both made some mistakes and done things we probably shouldn't have. But at the end of the day, what he did is what he did. And he's made me feel that I can't share that online because it's going to bring him down.
And he's able to live his life.
Yeah, and I obviously don't want to bring him down as a person. I genuinely think he's a great person.
Yeah.
I think he means well, but with us, it just wasn't right.
Girl, that man not great. I'm so sorry.
It just...
but I think someone can be a good person, but do bad things and make bad choices with their circumstances.
Yeah, I think it was just really hard on him. It was a big shock to him as well as me, and he didn't know how to handle it, which is fair enough. Fair enough, but it just, the way he did really hurt me. Yeah. And that's no one's fault because, like I said, we were both young. It was a big shock to both him and I don't want to disregard his feelings for it, but I also want to be able to share how it made me feel.
Yeah.
But it's just hard to do it in a way that doesn't bring him as a person down. And I've tried to keep his identity private online as much as I can.
Yeah.
But I know so many people.
Yeah. And
everyone now knows who he is.
Yeah, and you can't change that.
And there's nothing I can do about it. And yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him. Yeah. I feel like it would be really hard for him.
You're so nice. You're so nice. Yeah, you're so nice. But I guess like that's an amazing trait to have, especially for your son, to not hold that and resent that against somebody. But if you could look at you back when you found out you were pregnant and give young you one piece of advice, what do you think it would be?
I would just tell her that everything will work out. Everything happens for a reason. I'm a strong believer of that.
Yeah. And
because back then I was scared. I was so scared. I thought, like, I did think my life was ruined a lot of the time, but it wasn't. Yeah. I would just tell her, you're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. Everything is going to work out because it has.
And it's such a big journey. And like, I can guarantee you, like, you've learned so many lessons through this whole time. And as you said, you're a total different person. If there's anybody listening to this episode that might be going through the same thing or has gone through the same thing, what piece of advice would you give them after going through it yourself?
I'd probably say that, I'd probably just say that take time for yourself.
Yeah.
Take time for yourself to grow, do things for you.
Yeah.
And it does get better.
Is there anything in regards to like the relationship and how you dealt with it that you would recommend somebody else go out a different way about it, or with introducing him to your baby daddies to your son? Would there be a way that you would now, looking back, be like, I wish I did it this way?
Knowing how things turned out now, I probably would have never let Henry meet his father. Yeah. For him to just walk out again, that's probably one of my biggest mistakes and regrets, I think. Yeah. As much as I loved that he got to be able to meet him, I wish the father stayed.
Of course.
Instead of coming in and walking back out, I think that is the biggest thing for me that really hurt the most. Like, and for me, it wasn't hurt. Like, I wasn't hurt. It's Henry. That's hurt.
The child.
And that was probably the one thing that.
Yeah, and that, I think
would change.
It comes down to boundaries and making sure those boundaries are respected and met. And aren't rushed.
Yeah.
I guess for anybody is going through that situation is something to think about, and it's so hard. Like, you never know how something's going to turn out and how someone's going to go through things. And please don't ever hold that against yourself because you've come so far.
Thanks.
You're on a massive journey, and
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see where life takes you and where you go with this, especially with your social media and watching it grow. There's so much opportunity and so much out there for you to really experience and just allow to come to you and take it for yourself. Yeah. Where can people find you? Where do we find Lucy?
On TikTok.
At
Lucy Cartwright.
It's the first time.
First time, sorry. Lucy Cartwright with 2 more T's in the end.
Double
Instagram.
I'm a double R.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And then Instagram, Lucy__Cartwright.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a pleasure to hear your story.
Thank you.
Getting to know you as a person. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you want to go see some BTS and the full unedited episode, please go to Patreon and subscribe over there and our Spotify subscriptions. We love you. Bye.
Bye.